just about set up again to go live. Wouldn't that be amazing? All right, guys. Hopefully, we can resume part two, and you are seeing me now. Bear with me, I'm checking my phone. Okay, we are back. All right, guys, sorry about that. Like, literally, my entire computer froze, and I'm seeing that I'm running a lot of hefty software to be able to do all this live, and I've got like AP cameras attached and or IP cameras rather attached, and it's just a hot mess. And so I think I'm going to have to figure some things out. So anyway, where were we? Let's dive back in. We were talking about Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Take back your power, Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intention to take back blessing in your life. And so, bear with me. I'm not sure why exactly the card isn't showing. Give me a hot sec, guys. Sorry. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Got it. I swear I need to hire like a tech person to be here with me while I'm doing this. Oh, no worries. Yay, I'm back. But look, I'm back regardless. So where we left off, we were talking about Archangel Raziel. Use your God-given power and intentions to manifest blessings in your life. And the biggest thing that we want to focus on here is this is our God-given power. This is not some kind of weirdness that we have to go look and find and, is it going to go against my religion? This is natural law. This is God-given power. And again, it followed up with your intentions. This is what I love. This is where we are starting to realize, I'm seeing where the energy is really starting to show us just how incredibly powerful we are within our thoughts and our minds. And so again, I'm reminded to our goddess card, Diana, use your unwavering or keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions, your intentions, right? You're focused on your target and you will reach your mark. Well, this is telling us use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessing in your life. So many cards we've gotten this week have all been talking about using what we have around us, using nature to increase our personal healing power, using affirmations to raise our energy and to increase our manifestation power, following our moon cycles, right? Our natural cycles, and noticing when we manifest more and to capitalize. And again, here's Archangel Raziel telling us use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. This isn't about sitting around and waiting to be blessed. This is going out and using your God-given power, right? Your natural power, using the laws of nature. And your intentions. Your intentions are your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions to manifest. So, for someone who may watch this now or who may watch it later, if you keep getting the same results in life and you're not liking those results, then understand that you are the one directing those results. You're creating at all times. So now it's time, again, we've been getting those messages to go back and to heal, to let go of the things that don't propel us forward, to balance our lives. And when you start to do that, you'll find that your God-given power becomes more sharp, you become more in tune to it, and your intentions are focused on what you want rather than being focused on what you don't want or what you don't have. And that's a lot of times, unfortunately, when people try and focus their intentions, they're focusing on the new car, but really, well, they think their intention is about the new car, but really what they're focusing on is what they don't have, right? So then they create more of what they don't have. So really, again, just focusing, keeping your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused, keeping your intentions, using your intentions and your God-given power to manifest blessing in your life. All right. So for our next card, we have Archangel Raguel. Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Now, one of the things I like about this is it just relates back to the card we just have. Use your God-given power. And so someone might watch this later and think, okay, what is my God-given power? Your God-given power is your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings. Notice those things. Tap into those things. Tune into yourself. Pay attention to what you're feeling. Not only when you eat certain foods, obviously if you eat something, every time you eat ice cream, it totally busts up your gut. Obviously pay attention to that and stop doing it, right? But also pay attention to when you start to feel excited, when you start to feel nervous, when you're scared, when you're charged and you're pumped and you're thrilled. Notice those things. Notice those reoccurring physical feelings and as well as those emotional feelings. Those signify divine guidance. Think of that as your intuition is guiding you. Your divinely guided intuition is directing you in your physical and your emotional state. So sometimes we kind of sit back and we're waiting for these the big clamor in the clouds, or this big audible voice like, Sharita, make a left turn now. Sharita, make this decision, lean towards this direction, da 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 now, It doesn't happen like that. Notice that you're tapped into, you are always connected to the infinite. You are a part of the I am. So when you are feeling things regularly, whether it be a physical and or emotional feeling, understand that is your divinely guided intuition directing you as to where to go, what to do. I was laying in bed this morning. I splurged last night on some food that I know I had no business eating, but it was good and my tummy wasn't really that busted when I went to bed or anything like that. But literally the messages came to me and they were like, you need to stay away from X, Y, and Z. And really at the end of the day it wasn't so much that my tummy was upset, but how like things like sugar affect my energy levels. They affect my emotion. They affect my mood. And if those things are affecting me in an adverse way, in a physical way, then they're also affecting me in a mental and emotional way, which is pulling me away from my goal, right? My target. So again, focus on those things that you're feeling, whether it's when you're around certain people, when you're around certain places. Sometimes you may start to think of an idea and you get really excited and your heart starts to race, or your palms start to sweat, or your underarms start to get a little warm. That's excitement. Like, notice that. That's you being guided. Okay, these are the things that I'm excited about. Let me move towards this. There are sometimes some things that we feel that we have to do, and we dread it, and we feel sick to our stomachs, and we're nauseous, or we're just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Question, why is it that I feel that I have to do this? Is it literally something you have to do, or is it something that you think that you have to do? Is it maybe you're feeling yucky because of what you're doing isn't aligning with your soul purpose? Or maybe it aligns with your soul purpose, but your thoughts behind what you're doing are wrong or are not in alignment. Does that make sense? Yeah, keep going. Okay, so I was going to talk about that, but we're going to keep going. Now, the next card we have is Indigo and Crystal Children. Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. We've gotten this card so much lately, whether it be the children card in our fairy deck, or this card in particular. I think this is the second time this week we've gotten this card. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So that's really pretty direct and straightforward. I'm just really looking. Archangel Metatron, what do you have for us? I'm really just hearing work with children. Drea says, literally just talked about this with my hubs. Wow. Well, here's some, just in case you needed some confirmation. Here you go. Okay, we're going to grab a card real quick. Thank you, goddesses. What do you have for the goddess realm today? what do you have? Help. Okay, got you. Wow. Did we just get this card yesterday? Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. Give me a hot second. Thank you, fairies. Thank you, fairies, for the clarity. Thank you for, okay, got you. Thank you, fairies. Ooh, hello. Okay. 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 Wow. Okay. I'm sorry, I know I just keep saying okay, like I'm just taking in the message. So our fairies say spring. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. Okay. So really what I'm getting from this, I want to put this with these two cards in particular. So we are actually, I think we're maybe like 10, 12 days from summer. So really what this spring card serves as a confirmation that, again, we've been planted, we've been placed in new fertile soil, right? That we're blooming. And we got that card so many times, I think from our goddess deck. I believe it was Arakira, blooming. Our desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. So obviously we're seeing as we're moving into summer that, depending on where you are, I shall say what region you're in, but I know here in Texas in particular, it was just last week that I was really just starting to take stock of smelling the lilac trees, even though they've been in bloom for quite some time. But depending on where you're at, the flowers just might really beginning to take hold and really beginning to bloom. But either way, it's still springtime. The point that I'm trying to make is we are in new fertile soil. The things that we are doing, our intentions are being planted in new soil. And in doing so, we have to remember that in this new soil, we're not the helpless people filled with lack that we were in the past. So this is the time to take our God-given power back and to use this time to create with our intentions to manifest blessings in our lives. And really, again, this is the time as we're planted in this new soil, we're becoming more sensitive. We've been getting those cards telling us to avoid harsh situations, harsh people, harsh chemicals, harsh environments, right? Because we're becoming more sensitive to the things around us. And as we become more sensitive, we become more clairsentient. And really, it's our time to pay attention to those reoccurring physical things because, again, we're in a new place. Don't dismiss those. These might be feelings that you've thought in the past or you've felt in the past, but maybe you just dismiss them. Now you're being guided and directed to focus more within, to pay more attention, to realize that you are more attuned as you walk further and further in your life purpose, and as you make the decision alone, even before you started to make the footsteps, as you make the decision or the commitment to yourself to be in your life purpose, you instantly plant yourself in that new soil. So I think for someone who's going to watch this, you haven't yet made that decision, and you're shying back because you're not sure, but you want what's coming. You just have to make the decision to commit to it. And once you start making the decision, you instantly plant yourself in that new soil. And as you do so, you instantly begin to bloom. Again, we're working with the energy as it goes without, or as it comes with us throughout this cycle. And so really paying attention to this isn't something that isn't difficult or outside of you. The decision that you need to make to commit to yourself is very personal and it's very within. And it really is just a matter of you committing to yourself, you committing to God, to the universe, that this is what I'm going to do, or this is who I'm going to be. I'm going to be authentic to me, to what's in my life, to what I've been directed to do in life. And notice, pay attention, because these feelings, these thoughts and these feelings and these emotions are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Yesterday we talked about with Javon with the feeling of fear, and how she has the feeling that she's being guided or led to confront or to do something about it. Pay attention to that. This is you taking back your God-given power. And as you do so, and you go and you shed light on and you shed love on those shadows and in those dark places and those places of fear, because again, when you instantly commit, you get the strength, you get the support, you get the love of the universe. You can go in, you can shine light, you can begin to heal those hurts, those pains, those fears, those dramas, those traumas, whatever. And as you do so, again, remembering those are the things that are most likely that you need to propel you forward in what it is that you want to do. So really just focusing on that and remembering not to judge your situation with where you're at right now. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter the outward appearances. And again, a lot of this goes along with focusing on intentions. Using your intentions, using those, yesterday we were told directly, I think we've been told twice this week, use your affirmations to keep you in an elevated spot, to keep your mind, your spirit, your vibration high, focused on what you want. Because when we start to look around and we start to place judgment, not only on ourselves, but on others and on the situation, we then start to revert back and to create those feelings of lack, right? And that's not what this is about. This is about knowing that you've already manifested, that you're using your God-given power and intention to manifest that which you want. You've got the power. You are a co-creator in this world and in your life, right? And in doing so, as you receive love and you pour unconditional love on yourself and on the situation, oh my gosh, the manifestations, the blessings, whatever you want to call it, they begin to overtake you because you are in tune with yourself. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you are in tune with yourself. You are being true to yourself. A lot of this, I think what it boils down to is really just being true to you. All right, let me stop and read here. Drea says, yesterday and today's reading is hitting the nail on the head. I've been so stressed about things. I've been lashing out. Need to remember to let go and let God, our universe, whatever one believes. Yep. By let go, I mean let go of the worry and stress of the situation and concentrate on what makes me happy. Exactly. You are exactly right. Nurturing that inner goddess. Nurturing that inner goddess and understanding. One of the cool things that's been helping me to let go, because I know what you mean, Drea, when you've got the worry, you're kind of stressed out about things. It's like, and especially in a situation like now where we know we're in this new soil, we know we're planted, but it's kind of like, all right, God, I know I'm this new person and I know you're leading me to this new direction, but I still got these same old bills, or for me, that's what a lot of it comes down to. So I have to remember and remind myself, like you said, Drea, to focus, to keep my unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on that which I want to create. Because one thing that I do know is the stronger and stronger I get with this, and the further and further I walk through my path, the easier and easier it gets to manifest and to bring things about in my life. And so I think one of the biggest messages that we're getting directed here is, especially with Mary Magdalene and this unconditional love, is really just to not look at our outward appearances, to focus on what we're doing on the inside. Continue to focus on integrating that divine masculine with that divine feminine, continuing to do the life review and healing or in changing anything in our lives that are out of balance. It's not to say that we have to let something go. We just maybe need to learn how to integrate it into our lives. Just like we're learning, last year when I was first diving into my shadow self, I started to learn one of my biggest problems was when it came to my shadows, I would completely turn my back on them and try and act like they weren't a part of me. I'm not that girl. When really understanding that I need to find ways to creatively express them. And now as I've walked further and further, and as the energy has shown us, it's not even so much about that. It's being able to go into the shadow, shed light on it, give it unconditional love, like Mary Magdalene, Ascended Master Mary Magdalene is showing us, our goddess card, and shining light on that and healing it. And as I heal it, then I can begin to integrate that into my life and begin to balance, because I'm not supposed to be all of this, just like I'm not supposed to be all of that. It's all supposed to integrate together, right? And as we do so, we further become our unique selves. I was just working with a new deck this morning, that new deck I was showing you or telling you about. And one of the cards in particular really just guided me, and it was it was affirmation for me to be my authentic self. Like, that's the period that we're in. A lot of us, we're going through that healing period right now because we've been somewhere in life been told that whatever it is that we were thinking or what we were doing, that we need to rein it in and we need to be normal, right? And at the end of the day, we are not put on this earth to be quote unquote normal. We are put on this earth to be rare, raw, and real. We are put on this earth to, because there is something, that weirdness that's within you, that weirdness that is like no one else, that's your style, that's only you. That's what the world needs. The world doesn't need more uniformity, doesn't need more conformity. It needs free thinkers, the free lovers, and I don't mean the free sexual partners. I mean like the people who freely give their love and light to the world. It needs more of the people who are their authentic selves, because that part of you, that weird, that rare, that real part of you is the part that's missing in this world. It's the part that we need in this world to help balance. And as we begin to balance, we can bring things into neutrality. That's when we can start to counter all the negativity that goes on in the world, right? But I think for a lot of us and for a lot of people, it's a matter of bringing that realness into our own lives, to recognizing that weird part of us, that thing that we really want to do, but we're fearful that other people will think that we're weird, that's the thing that we really need to be putting out in the world. That's the thing I think back to our life purpose card with the lighthouse, with the angel at the top lighting it up, right? That is us. That is our lighthouse. That is our beacon. That is how we help to guide those to where they need to be, to safety, right? To the safety of the love and light, out of the darkness and the fear. The end of the day, that rare, raw, real, you are being guided and directed to let that shine, to pour out within you. Last week we got that goddess Freya and the card Amber and the Untamed out of our crystal deck. You've got that untamed divine beast within you that is just waiting to break free. That untamed divinity within you that is unique only unto you. And as you do so, pay attention, notice your physical feelings and emotions. Use that weirdness, use that oddity, use that untamed divinity. That's your divine power. Use that along with your intentions to manifest exactly what you want in this world. Oh my gosh, like I feel the this is just so amazing. What a beautiful message. And again, the one thing that I want to make sure that we're not forgetting with this, because this is a card that keeps coming up, and I have a feeling that we're going to get some clarity on this. I'm really just asking Archangel Metatron, give me some more clarity on this. Outside of the obviously stated, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So I think part of that, in particular, as we're talking about letting our wild untamed, or our divine untamed shine through, while we're letting our weird girl shine through, I think a lot of this is actually what's going to help a lot of these really sensitive babies on this earth. Because, we grew up in a very masculine, forward-thinking generation, as did our parents and the generations prior to. And these children, these indigo children, these crystal children, tend to be a little bit more divine feminine. And so by allowing our balance to shine through, right? Not just our divine feminine, but balancing that with our divine masculine, and stepping into our life purpose and who we are on this, being who we are on this earth, and being who we were meant to be, no matter how weird, how odd, how irregular, how peculiar, Mrs. Peregrine's Peculiar Children. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie. Love it. Anyway, we are meant to be peculiar, to help guide these babies to not shelter and to hide themselves. Because again, as these high vibrating babies come on this earth, they're raising the vibration for all of us, for the entire planet. And the last thing we want for them to be doing is to be suppressing themselves. So we want to be nurturing and guiding. And I think one of the easiest ways to nurture and guide is to just simply be ourselves, be our authentic selves. And I think we got a fairy card yesterday or the day before that told us straight up, be yourself. Be yourself. So we're being reminded over and over and over just to, we're in this new fertile soil. We're in this new place. I want to put these two back up. In particular, we're in a new fertile soil. We're in our new particular place. Springtime, right? So as the flowers bloom, we're blooming. So just again, but we're being reminded by Mary Magdalene not to judge the situation. Let me move this out of the way so you can see the words. Not to judge the situation, not to judge the appearances, right? The flower is blooming. The flower is blooming. You are the flower. And again, I think this is one of the reasons why we're being directed so much to get outside, because we just need to to connect back to, but as we connect back to the earth, right? As the blooming flowers that we are, we then are able to channel that divine energy, channel it through us to the earth, and begin to sprout, manifest, bloom our physical desires on this earth, as well as our spiritual, right? As well as our spiritual desires. Maybe your desire is to, go out and sing and play the banjo, but you have bills to pay. What I'm telling you is that you use your God-given power and your God-given intention, and you start focusing and doing the things that you need and want to do. If that is your life's purpose, then what will happen is the universe is telling us that it's already orchestrated everything that you need to do or everything on the back end to help support your goals of earning a living, going out and singing and playing the banjo. Whether that be people calling you into their venue and paying you to do what you love, whether it be you being on the street corner and just singing for the world, and all of a sudden somebody every day drops in a couple $100, or you're able to earn in through whatever the situation may be. Whatever the situation may be, just understand that the universe has already worked it out. The only thing we have to continue to do is step further into who we are and further into our life purpose. We just have to be. Don't judge what it looks like right now. Don't judge what it looks like. So many times we've been shown in the past. Right now we're being told specifically, again, remember the spring. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. But we've also been told in the summertime is when we start to see things really come to fruition. We're not yet in summertime. Remember, we got to still bloom. Some of us are still freshly planting seeds, and those seeds have to take hold yet. But understand that they're in the new soil, and we're in the right season. But we've also been told, and we got these two cards once in one reading. Summertime, we see things really start to come to fruition. We can see them in our physical world, but things are complete in the winter. And think about the cycles of our plants. Excuse me. We plant seeds in the spring, sometimes late winter, right? Early spring. And those seeds, or they at least start to sprout, and then we plant them in the ground. They start to take hold. And then in the summer, they're in full bloom. In the summer, they're fully doing what they're meant to be doing. They're pretty. The bees are coming and buzzing by, Then by the time fall comes, they slowly start to complete their cycle. And then by winter, the cycle is complete. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. By winter, the cycle is complete. So really, we're being reminded to continue doing what we're doing. We're still blooming. We're still little baby buds, right? We're not ready to be harvested yet. I think I always think of growing up in Iowa, knee high by 4th of July. We're not quite knee high yet, We've got another couple of weeks until we hit 4th of July. So we're still blooming. We're still coming. The kids just barely got out of school for most school systems. So summer is really just getting ready to take hold. As we work on day by day, moment by moment, thought by thought, feeling by feeling, staying focused, paying attention to ourselves, staying focused on those reoccurring physical and emotional feelings, and we start to move in accordance to our divine guidance. We move further and further into who we are as we stop limiting ourselves, as opposed to in terms of who we are supposed to be, or who the world says we are supposed to be. Or sometimes we have ideas like, I want to do this, this, and this. And somebody's like, that's great, but don't forget, if you quit your job, you're not going to have health insurance for the kids. Understand that as we do what we're supposed to be doing, it's not that we want to just say, screw it, the kids are healthy, well, they'll be fine. But know that the universe is going to provide ways for us to continue to support our physical needs, right? Just know that we're going to be continue to be supported, that something may pop up. Not something may, something will pop up that will allow. Maybe hubby's still working in his job and all of a sudden, hey babe, we've got a new plan at the office, or and they were doing open enrollment with HR again, and it's going to be cheaper for me to put you and the kids on my plan this time. Just know that the universe is working things out for you. Don't judge the appearance. And I say that because this just came to mind, and I don't want to offend anybody when I say this. Don't judge the appearance. There are a lot of resources that are available to us through our government, even, especially when it comes to limited incomes and healthcare for children under 18. So I'm not telling anyone that they can quit their job to do their life purpose because they can get public assistance for their kids. I don't want to send any type of message in relation to that. What I'm saying is there are options, and sometimes we need to take pride out of our decision making. It's not to say that is moving in a step backwards. It's to say, if you've been working for years and you've paid into the system and now you need help, temporary help to get where you need to go, then if that is where you're being guided, I'm not telling anybody to do this. Let me be abundantly clear with my words. I'm just saying, look around you, look at all your options, and the universe will guide and direct you. Pay attention to those reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance, all right? So just understand, pay attention to yourself. Don't discount your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Don't discount yourself. Know that you are divinely guided. Those aren't just thoughts and just randomness that pop through your mind. There's a reason why that came to your mind. Drea, I'm reminded of one of the things you had commented earlier in the week. You said, you know what? I've been trying to watch this video. It keeps buffering. It won't stop. It keeps, it's not playing, blah, 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 blah. I don't think this is the message for me. Respect, because you could have continued to sit and tried to fumble with it and got even more frustrated. And then finally when it played, you were so frustrated that the message was received, maybe not in the right light, or not as how it was originally intended for you to have received it. So sometimes, when we see those things, you have the presence enough to step back and say, okay, maybe it's not for me, or maybe it's just not meant for me to watch today, or whatever. But no, you had the presence of mind to step back and to really notice that, And I think that's one of the things that, me personally, that I can speak to, that as I walk further into my step, that I begin to notice, okay, Sharita, there's some times where things just flow and they work beautifully, and there are other times where you try and force them, and then you're forever playing catch up and fumbling around and like, oh my God, I can't believe this went wrong, and now I got to do this. Notice those times where things just flow, and notice those times where we're fumble fucking around, pardon my French. And that's one of the things that I've been restricting myself on a lot, is my language. And it's not so much to say that cussing is okay or it's cool. It's just to say that if I'm trying to prove a point and that's what comes to me, I know for me, I need to be more authentic to myself. So really, guys, I think that is the big message for today. To be authentic to ourselves, to take our power back. Remember that we are rare, raw, and real, right? That's for rare, raw, and real, right? I make myself giggle sometimes. But understand that inner weirdness, that thing that is uniquely us, that thing that doesn't quite conform to the rest of the world, that is part of our God-given power. That is part of us letting that light shine, letting that weird little funky off-color light shine, is us taking our God-given power back. Doing it with unconditional love, not only for ourselves, but for others. And recognizing that even if somebody comes back and tries to poo poo on our parade or pee pee in our Cheerios or whatever the phrase you want to use, understanding that that is more about their fear and their insecurity than it is about us, you know? And it may even be a family member or a parent who genuinely loves you and is trying to, like, I want to make sure that you and your family are taken care of. But understanding, and I appreciate and I love you and I give unconditional love for that and I respect that. But understanding that, and we can say thank you for the advice and keep moving, but understanding that that fear and that lack is more about them than it is about you, because again, you've been guided and directed to, Anya, take a leap of faith. Archangel Ariel, spread your wings and fly. We got the fertility card yesterday. Now is the time for new ideas, to plant new seeds, to give way to new conditions, to new ways of being, new thoughts of being, to being your rare, raw, real self, and to take back your God-given power. Now is the time. The ground is fertile. Pay attention to yourself and don't judge it. In doing that, all of that, you not only manifest within your world, because it's springtime blooming, you not only manifest within your world, but you help lead and guide and direct the babies. Balance, 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 balance. Healing that divine masculine, integrating and divining and balancing with that divine feminine. Being our true, authentic selves. Wow, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. I feel like each day our guides are taking us deeper and deeper into not only what it is that we're supposed to be doing, but how we're supposed to go about doing it. And what I love about this is I just really pray that it's applicable to you in your life, because I know that we all have different life purposes. We all have different missions. We're in different fields. This isn't always about a career change as more as it's about just being who we are. But what I'm loving is, again, not only are we getting the guidance about what to do and what's to come, but the more and more we attune into ourselves and we follow just our guidance, we're getting a lot more direction on how to go about doing it. How, and I feel like it just kind of translates across the board, whether you're in, phlebotomy, or whether you're, raising ducks at the zoo. I don't know. I know that sounds really random. Or whether somebody's an astronaut, or, whether they're, a housewife, or an aspiring actress, an aspiring model, no matter what that is, this is still the same message. You have something within you that is unique. And if you are hearing this message, one thing that I firmly believe, and that I pray, is that whoever hears my messages, not my messages, forgive me, whoever hears the messages delivered through me, that they're just specifically for them. And what I firmly believe is that the crowd of people who are meant to hear what I have to share, or what is being shared through me, I should say, we're all leaders. We're being called out. We're not the masses. We're not, we're not the people who fit into conformity, right? We are the rare, the raw, the real. And in doing so, no matter what field we're in, we're still called to be who we are. No matter what environment we're in, we're still called to be our authentic selves, because that is what the world needs right now. It needs more genuine love, more unconditional love. It needs more people who can view any situation with compassion. Any situation. Politics, familial relationships, ratchet videos on Facebook even, with compassion and with love, without judgment. And especially when it comes to ourselves, viewing ourselves with love and compassion, and recognizing and appreciating that God-given power within us, that we've been given this power. This isn't anything we have to go search for, or we have to earn, or we have to, reach level 45 to achieve. to power up, you know. This is natural God given power. So I think that really just ties it up for today, or sums it up for today, rather. I hope that that gives you some guidance and direction. And I'm anxious to see what we move into as we move into the next new moon. One of the things that I want to pop up real quick, guys, is just a reminder on this. And this is, and I'm still working on this, but this is pretty much my mission. A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature, her conscious mind, and esoteric powers to manifest her dreams. That is literally what we've been talking about today. A goddess uses her knowledge of universal laws of nature, her conscious mind, and esoteric powers to manifest her dreams. A goddess understands how to transform situations using her highest influence to make her visions and dreams a reality. She understands how to transform situations. That's that unconditional love. Using her highest influence to make her visions and dreams a reality. Because again, Mary Magdalene told us, love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So we use our highest influence, which is our unconditional love. Our highest influence is us being our unique, authentic, natural selves, right? So we use our highest influence to make our visions and our dreams a reality. So really, guys, I want to keep honing in on that and sharing that. And that is really the basis of Goddess Life Fitness. And I'm working on content to better balance, because I don't want this to be just about putting on tennis shoes and, going to the gym and running and working out. It isn't just a physical fitness. This is also mental fitness. This is keeping our minds in the right spot. This is every time we start to feel weak or defeated or frustrated or upset, like you said, Drea, to remind yourself that that we need to let go and let God. And it's not that we're just ignoring the problem. It's just that we're letting go of the stress and the anxiety about it, the stress and the worry about it. That keeping our thoughts and our feelings, our thoughts and our minds is what helps to keep our feelings, and our actions attuned. And it's also about spiritual fitness as well, because it's a lot of like Diana told us, your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions. So our mind, our actions, but also our feelings, keeping our spiritual feelings, and for some people that might be synonymous with their emotional health in check, right? Because a lot of times the three, they're so cyclical. It's like a tripod. If one's a little short, the whole thing begins to tip. We get a little topsy-turvy. Sometimes we feel a little out of balance in life. And so really this is about taking control, not just of our bodies, because our physical bodies and the things that we put in ourselves also affects our minds and our spirits, just like our minds and spirits affect our bodies and what have you, all the way around. So really, guys, I really want to, I am actively working on making sure that we can better balance the group. I know for me, and a lot of times I tend to be head first, I dive all in. And so that's actually one thing that I'm working on in my life as well, is better balancing not just work. Because when I'm in work mode, I will not leave the office for 3 days. I'll pull all-nighters. when I'm in fitness mode, you're gonna be like, people are like, Sharita, slow down. You're losing too much too fast. When I'm in spiritual mode, then I find that I'm meditating constantly and I'm really not getting any work done or going to the gym. So really I'm focusing not only on my life, on making sure that we're balancing mind, body, and spirit, but I'm actively working to generate more content and more videos, so that the videos aren't just the daily readings. I do want to continue with the daily readings, but I also want to make sure that we've got some fitness tips in there, some nutrition tips in there, and that most everything that we're doing is balancing all the way around. Because again, the more and more that we begin to focus on ourselves as holistic creatures and holistic beings, the more whole we become. I mean, so many of us walk around out of balance. I used to be one of them. I'll be the first to admit. I just told you about how I know that I can be. And one thing that I've realized and I've come to see in my life is that when everything is moving together, when my life is working together, yes, sometimes they're working in the same direction, but they're working, not at the same time. But when my life is actually working, things are moving together. Literally, the manifestation is so easy. I told y'all yesterday about how I was able to speak, having an office into existence like that without even trying, And then when you actually start trying and you actually start manifesting, this life gets a lot of fun. And so again, guys, I don't want to just always focus on manifesting the physical things around us in our world. It's not just about that. It's about manifesting peace within our lives, and like Drea said, learning to let go of the frustration and the worry, being able to take things on, to manifest within our spiritual lives as well. However one chooses to define spirituality. For some people that may mean going to heaven. For someone else that may mean, going to the cosmos, or going, to back to wherever home is, whether it be, Sirius B, or with the Palladians, or what have you. I don't care. I'm not here to judge it. I honestly believe that if that is what you believe, that is probably what is true for you. That is probably not what's just true for you, but it's probably what's true. I've studied enough to not be able to. I'm not in a position to place judgment on people's beliefs. I have even had to come back and retract a lot of things that I've said in regards to religion in both directions, to and for, or for and against, but also even regarding aliens and my thoughts with that. I mean, like, I have very specific thoughts, but it's, I say all that to say that, as we dive deeper into our own spirituality and into our own personal selves, that we have to be more authentic, not only with ourselves, but in public. And I'm not ever in a position to judge you or what you may think or what you think or feel in regards to anything in any situation. There are times, one thing that I've come to learn about myself is that I absolutely am a shadow worker. So there are one of my gifts is to help people to recognize the shadows within themselves. So if someone is asking something personally, please know that it doesn't come from judgment. It comes from the energies flowing, and it's helping me to shed light on shadows to help you to see them as well, to work on them. So that's all I really have to say about that. But guys, I really just want to reiterate that this is so mind, body, and spirit. This isn't just about, exercising and eating right. And again, I can't say this enough. So many physical conditions that we have are a direct result of the imbalance of what's going on within our minds and our spirits. And again, before I go, I'll use this example not one last time, but another again. When a person has a heart attack, or they're having heart palpitations or issues, or a false, heart attack or an infarction, one of the first things the doctor will tell them, besides eating right and exercising, what will they say? Reduce stress. Right? Because it's common knowledge that stress affects your physical body. We know that a lot of times people who develop ulcers within their gastrointestinal region, that they're dealing with a lot of stress, and they're holding a lot of emotion in this region, right? When you get nervous and you get butterflies, where do your butterflies go? They don't go to your armpits. They don't go to your knees. Your butterflies go to your stomach, right? You're like, oh, my stomach just did flip-flops. I've got butterflies in my tummy. And when people hold that negative stress and emotion and that nervous energy, not only does the nervous energy wreak on the digestive system, but it wreaks havoc on the adrenal glands. And then we start leading into things like thyroidism. But when a lot of people hold that negative energy within their gut, then not only is their digestive system all jacked up, but they start to develop things like ulcers. And yes, there are physical aspects in terms of nutrition and the food that goes in that plays into that as well. But by and large, we can find that certain people with certain physical conditions are also suffering from other mental or stress in other mental areas of life. Period. Point blank. End of discussion. And this is one of the beautiful things about working with chakras. Sidebar, sidebar, sidebar. Your chakras are directly lined up with specific gland centers within your body. And when you are regularly clearing and activating and moving the energy through those chakras, and again, we normally, when it comes to chakras, are talking about moving the energy up, but we are moving beyond that, and we're working within nature, and we're grounding with Gaia, with Mother Earth, And we are also moving the energy down, the divine energy down. So as that energy begins to move through those chakras, we also help to light up specific areas within our physical bodies. So this again isn't just about manifesting stuff. It isn't about getting the big car and the big house. Yeah, that's nice too. You know, it's not about stuff. This is also about healing within your bodies. This is about learning how to heal things going in on our minds. Ridding ourselves of anxiety, ridding ourselves of depression, realizing how much control we have. And I love, Drea, what you said. You know, I'd been stressed out about things and I'd been lashing out. And then all of a sudden you remembered, I gotta let go of this. The situation's here regardless, you know, but I can let go of worry. I can let go of the stress about it. And then once I let go of the worry and the stress about it, that makes so much more room for me to focus on my desired outcome of that situation being handled. And when I when I clear out all the crap, then I focus my intentions and my God-given power, I am now able to channel the energy and to manifest the resolution to whatever it is. But when I'm so worried and focused on what it isn't, you know, then it creates stress not only within ourselves, but like you said, then we all do it, then we lash out, and then it creates stress within the household. People are walking on eggshells. Folks at work are like, leave her alone, something's going on with her. You know, even when people don't know what's going on, they still pick up on it, even they don't know they're picking up on it, right? So I just love that I really appreciate you sharing that, because it's even a reminder for me, you know, that there are some things that are holding on, that I'm holding on to in terms of worry, that I need to just let go. And I need to remember to continually focus my unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions towards my target. So I think that is the big thing that I really wanted to share today. I appreciate you joining me. I love y'all lots. I'm super excited. I'm sorry that, you know, we got disconnected, but I'm glad we were able to dive back in and get it going and all that good jazz. Thank you for joining me. I am actively working on, I appreciate the feedback yesterday with the sound, Drea. So I am working on, I've got this external sound card that I'm still trying to get figured out and balancing my, all my levels and all that good jazz. So I will work to have that a little better for tomorrow. Tomorrow, speaking of which, tomorrow is Sunday. We usually do a little bit longer reading, or a 7-card reading. I think we will probably do a little bit longer reading. I don't know for sure that it's going to be a 7-card reading. I'm going to actually just kind of meditate on that now, because I want to be able to be prepared. If we do a different type of reading, I want to be able to make sure that I can put the words on the screen so y'all know specifically what this card is for. Kind of like last Sunday where I was able to do card 1 represents you or your strength. Card 2 represents blah, blah, blah. So I will work to get that done today. And we will make it happen, Captain. I love you guys lots. Again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your comments and your feedback. And I guess in the meantime, I will see you tomorrow. Social it up, chug-a-lug. Have an awesome Saturday, and let's make it happen. Bye.